there everybody. So I wanted to make another rescue video. We're here on Flyboys on Goat Wall, which is sort of a newer route, about 2 seasons old now. And I have this perfect anchor set up in a quad fashion. And I wanted to talk to you about how to go from baseline to do, set yourself up for a counterbalance rappel down to an injured climber on the other side. So here's my weight right here. Here's the main line right here, tied off with a munter mule. You can refer to my video on how to retrieve a device from a system in order to get to this point. But first thing I'm going to set up is I have myself on a cliff hitch right here. I'm going to set up a personal anchor first off. So I'll go ahead and pull out my double link sling. There you go, and it doesn't really matter what personal rappel tether you like to use. I'm going to go with the standard one that I always do, which you can see in my other videos how I prefer to set mine up. There we go. And now I'm all rigged up. I already retrieved my device from the system. So right here, ooh, if I don't drop it, clip my ATC in. And then what I can do is pull out another locking carabiner. I'll clip it into the same point. Hook the rope that is the brake strand of my motor hitch into the master point, make sure that's locked. I can thread my ATC the usual way you do it. And the last thing I need to do is attach a third hand or some sort of rappel backup by any sort of friction hitch you really prefer to do. Me, I like using the auto block. Set up that. This is kind of a thin rope. This is a 9mm rope, so 4 wraps should be good. Lock that, make sure it's on a locking carabiner. And I can even test it to make sure that it's not moving, the rope's not slipping through. Okay, so now that I have my ATC loaded up, I'm going to check to make sure I did that right. My auto block I already checked. And I have this line, the brake strand clipped into another locker. I need to set up some sort of ratchet device to temporarily hold my climber's weight, and I'm going to serve as the backup for that. And since I'm serving as a backup, one extra measure you could do is put a little backup knot on your brake strand in case this fails or something happens in this whole system. You know that knot's going to stop everything. So now I need to throw in my ratchet, and I'm going to use my cord for this. Pull it out. This is the middle marker, by the way I bundle my cord together. Now I'm going to use a climb heist for this. A prusik would also be acceptable. Pass the tails through. Oops, there you go. Let it tighten up around the rope and check to make sure that it works. You can slide it up a bit. Now I need to actually attach another locking carabiner, which I have on the back here. There we go. And with this quad anchor, I think I'm going to use the other stack as opposed to what the rope is being held on at the moment. So I'm going to helps to do a pre-tensioned munter hitch here. There we go. I'm going to tie that off. You can pass the tails through to act as a backup. Make sure that carabiner is locked. You can even slide this down a bit. Alright, so now that I have my ratchet in place and this brake strand is in this carabiner, I can release the original munter hitch. I'm going to actually get myself just a little bit of rope here. There we go. Take some care that you don't startle your climber if they are conscious. And there we have it. Now they're on the ratchet. So what I can do is I can take up some rope from my ATC here. There you go, and then go through the auto block. I can now, the carabiner that had the original munter hitch in it, I can take out of the system. There you go, I get a locker back. And it's very crucial that I have this locker in the system because if I didn't put it in first before taking that munter hitch out, now you can see that the climber is suspended purely by this friction hitch on this ratchet. And this is a big pitfall that we want to avoid. If this fails right now, it's going straight onto my harness, and then something you could fail a bit more in this position. So by adding in that carabiner first, we avoid that problem. Making sure that it's locked. I can pull in a little more rope here. It actually helps to even sit on it a bit. There we go. My original stopper knot was way down here. I can move that further up. There we go. So now at this point, you'll notice how my clove hitch is actually loose. That's a good sign to make sure that the rope itself isn't cut or anything. After I fully put my weight onto this system, you see now this is actually a little loose right here. And so now I know that the rope's not cut and my partner is still down there. So what I like to do is actually take this off first. There we go. And if I need to lower them down a bit to get all their weight on me, I can do that. I can take this munter hitch off. Then what I'll do is I'll take that locking carabiner and clip it into my belay loop. You have about an arm's length away from your climber. You just tie that off in whatever way you want. Lock that off. And now I have still not weighted my original clove hitch, my original tie-in, so I can take that off. Now what this does, by tying this ratchet off to yourself now, it helps you in a couple of ways. One is that when you get down to the climber, this will actually start pulling the climber down, and I'll show you how to set that up in a little bit. But two is, if this rope is damaged and gets cut, then this will actually protect me. And I'll show you what I mean. If I slide this all the way up, and then I have to undo my knot here, but I got my brake hand on, and slide down, you'll see that this is actually supporting me at this moment. If my climber unweights the rope, go ahead and unweight the rope. There you go. See how that's actually holding me? And even though I used a climb heist, it still works in a multi-directional way. Sometimes you can actually help, bump it down like that. And it's actually a bit stronger if you put it through that position. So the climb heist is a useful friction hitch to use. Again, a prusik being very multi-directional would also work for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and re-weight the rope. There we go. So now, as I rappel down to my climber, I can pull this down with me. It doesn't get seized up like that. When I get within some distance of them, I just let it bite, and then it'll start bringing them down with me, and we can move on to the next rappel station or whatever we have after that. So, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment, or if you prefer to do something different or want to know about any sort of different system, you can always leave a comment on that, and I'll leave you with just a nice shot of the Mazama background.